Just practicing my smug look.
Oh,
We're back.
Forgot about that bit.
We're in the Premier League and we've come back with a shout. Hello, welcome to Black Cats TV. We're doing a live review just to get you guys involved in the chat. Originally, we were going to have guests, but they've all bailed because they're too busy doing drunken celebrations of us being top of the Premier League for the whole of 2 hours. Conrad, you were at the game. How was it? How was the atmosphere?
Oh, it was mad. Even before the game.
Just getting there, just the lead up to it. What was it like?
So, as I was driving in, I don't know, I started, I think I said to you and Wayne earlier on in a group that we're in, it was weirdly like a little bit emotional this morning, thinking about like how long it's been since we were in the Premier League. I said, I wasn't even married. I didn't have kids. I had hair at that point as well. But I started to think about all the people who weren't here anymore to see us, in the Premier League. And it brought me on to Jack Shields, which of course I mentioned to you about earlier on. And I know his mum put out something lovely earlier on saying like, oh, he'd been watching down, and and he clearly was. He was up there orchestrating the play just as well as Xhaka was. And then I was like driving in and I could see like, dads and sons at the bus stop just waiting to get there, and all these like old and new people sort of all meeting up again, and it just felt like, oh my God, like this is finally back to this. Do you know what I mean? Like this is it. And then pulled up at St. Mary's, which is where I park, and obviously saw the big mural of Ballard and Watson, and had a picture taken with that, and it looks even better in real life than it does on any of the pictures. Like if you get a chance to go and see it and have your picture taken with it, I'd really recommend it. It's class. The guys who did it, the logo's up in the top corner. I will put it in the description later on, because he bumped into me and he went, oh, if you're sharing it on socials, put us out. And I haven't got it in front of me at the minute, but ironically, he was a West Ham fan, and he had a West Ham shirt on, and he got free tickets to the game for doing the mural he was telling us. So money well spent for us.
If there's ever a time to change your team and convert, that was two signs in one for that guy.
I don't know, you could just sense this sort of excitement going across the bridge, and then getting to the ground. We had a look in the shop as well, but it was just rammed, absolutely wall to wall. That orange goalkeeper shirt, by the way, is lovely in person. Absolutely lovely. I will be buying it.
Because I went to pick up a shirt from the shop online the other day, and I realised I need to dye it more, because XL is sold out on everything.
Oh yeah, 2XL and XL sell out the fastest, and I have no idea why. And then we got in and we went and found our seats, and weirdly I had a season ticket between 2006 and 2014 at one point. And I realised that I didn't know this. I'd bought the exact same seats. Nice. We were sat there and we were going, I feel like I've been here. Like, were we? And then we sort of worked it out. And we went, oh, right, we're in the exact same seats that we last had a season ticket in like 11 years ago. Like, as you do. And then as people started to arrive, I bumped into Michael Bowers and we had a good chat about the game. And you could just feel the atmosphere in us and the rest of the people arriving. And then,
was it nerves though? Were people? Well, nobody expected this result. Surely
it was weirdly like,
apart from me,
it was weirdly like party atmosphere at first, because like when the music came on, if you've ever been to one of the recent Wembleys where we won, and they have that house DJ that plays, and it actually really gets going. And they were playing all the ones from Wembley when we'd won last 2 times, and Pump It Up came on, and obviously the crowd were all sort of like singing into that as well. And it was just like, you're just like, oh, right, they're just carrying on this vibe straight into now. Players came out and they got an absolute roaring reception coming out, and Xhaka was just
clip he sent,
leading them out, like, and he was just miles out in front of them, and he was just, the way even where he was just carrying himself, he was just like, this is my lot and I lead them. Do you know what I mean? And it was just, they did all the training, and you could see glimpses in some of the players of like, this guy's the real deal. Like, so when they do that drill where the 4 defenders stand in a line and the guy throws the ball up and they all head it back, and then they just try and stay in a line the whole time. Mandava was not letting them have a minute. Like, he was just like, up here, back there, over there. And it was just like, the game's not even started yet. And you're like, I don't know if that's because he thought he had Jensen Seal next to him, and he thought, I'm going to be in for a long day here, which he wasn't in the end at all. And then, it just got rowdier and rowdier, music blaring. And then, of course, the big foghorn hit, for the ship, and sort of the whole place went mad, and you were just deafened out the bloody Bubbles song that all they did was sing at the beginning with the West Ham fans just up above me there. And they came out, and I don't know, the nerves sort of felt like they just went away because of the the sheer atmosphere of us all. And it wasn't like, oh, all the fans are here, but we've still got empty bits up there. It was packed, the whole stage.
It looked it, yeah. It looked it even on doing the commentary and stuff. It looked, I saw 1 or 2 empty seats, but that was purely people going to the bar and stuff like that.
The only bit I could see that looked like it didn't have people, so I'm sitting in the northeast, I could see the top left corner where like the directors sit in the Premier Concourse, and there was like a smattering of like 20 seats maybe in that bit, but that could be like executives and other people like that. So it was just it was mental. And the game started. And
well, before the game started, don't get ahead of yourself. Look at you, you're doing a
like
whole
and subscribe,
review
everyone.
on your own.
Like and subscribe right now, because I'm really happy and passionate. So do it right now.
Yeah, it's the least you can do. You can see how excited he is. There it is. It's just I was waiting to find the button. There it is. Like and subscribe. It's awesome. Thank you. Acknowledge everyone in the chat. Thank you for being here. SJ, Robin Hood, Andrew F, Tom, SAFC Tom's in there, says Mystic Mike. Real JB is in there, said end the season now, we are above Scumcastle.
Yeah, that's fine. End it now. We're second. That's fine.
Stephen
I'll take it.
Martin, not Brett May, said superb performance. And Emma, our very own Emma's in there. Evening, didn't realise you guys were live. What a start we needed. Get in. It's so... Atmosphere brilliant, nerves are gone because it's just soaked up by that awesome atmosphere. When you saw the starting 11, what was your thoughts there? Perfect or tweaks you would do?
At that moment, I was stood with Michael Bowers and we were chatting, and he just went, "Oh, here it is," because he was on the Wi-Fi at the bloody stadium. And in fairness, he gave me it. That's why I was able to message you a few things throughout the game. We saw it, and I went, "Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant." And I got to see it, and I went, "Oh." And it wasn't, and it was just a bit like, because of, and I still can't pronounce his name, Alderente, I think is like, I know the quality of him from Getafe, and he was, La Liga team of the season player last year, and I was a bit like, he's had a week, just throw him in, he's better, do you know what I mean? Just like get him in, and then he was in there, and I was like, well, he has been good pre-season, but if West Ham have actually done any research, that's who they're gonna target and they're going to run off of, and and try and play off of him. So there was just in my head of like, there's a weak spot here, but that's no trying to knock him down or anything like that. He's had a great preseason and he's been all right for us. You know what I mean? It was just like the rest of it picked itself, and I sort of went, I think this is a 4-5-1, but it's 4-5-1 without the ball. But with the ball, we'll transition to like 3 up top and the 3-man in the midfield as well.
Yeah, it's Sealt, I think, had a good game defensively. His passing was a bit skew sometimes. He made a few mistakes. He looked a bit nervous when he was on the ball. But if you think that's the first, defensively, he was good.
Well, that's the first. I don't want to say proper game he's played at the Stadium of Light, but if you think beforehand he's playing in front of like 40,000. Leeds, West Brom at home, Championship. I know the Leeds are in the Premier League now, but other teams as well in the Championship. And to suddenly just be thrown into, this is the Premier League now with an established Premier League team that have recently won a European trophy, and you're in. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. The nerves must have been through the roof, but he did well.
There was a lot of passing around the back, I noticed at first, and I wonder if that was to try and settle them all down, just to go like, every time Roos got the ball, he was like Xhaka to one of the defenders, or Ballard to the other one, or Hume, all the way across I think they were very much keen on them all getting a touch early on and just sort of getting a feel for it rather than trying to.
This was my opinion on the first half, because the first half, obviously, we didn't have any goals or anything. It was a bit like, but going in 0-0 at half time is a lot better than a lot of people may have expected. And it wasn't a nervous first half. We've had halves like that where no one scored before, but we've been with our backs against the wall, getting
absolutely
battered. We looked like we had just as much control in that first half as they did.
We did. We were very, very good with it. But the biggest difference for me is, I think it was about 3 minutes in, Bowen takes the ball on his chest, and instead of doing what we've seen in League One or in the Championship where you'd pass it back or you'd maybe flick it out wide. He just turned himself forward and rode a challenge from Xhaka, sprinted alongside Seal and got a shot in at Roos, which he saved out for a corner. And I think that was the first moment the whole crowd went, this is the difference now. Like how quickly they turned from 30, 40 yards out to being in the box. Do you know what I mean? And driving at us. And I actually thought Seal did really well to sort of shepherd him out as far as he could. And it was just that thing of then you've got like Sadiq, Xhaka and Diarra. You're all looking for them to get like quite an early sort of touch on the ball. But then 6 minutes in, Diarra's doing a 1-2 with Talby. And I honestly was like, I was already up off my seat when he went through. I was like, we're going to score already. And obviously the keeper pulled off a great save, one of his only of the day, though, because he had a bit of a shocker in the second half when we get to that. Yeah.
But going in at 0-0 half-time, nerves more so?
Yeah, because from like, and this is just from me watching it, I thought from like 25, 30 minutes, I thought West Ham started to gain a bit more control of the ball. I'm not saying they were like, by far the better team, smashing shots in left, right and centre. I just felt like we're getting a bit, we can't seem to get the second ball. I mean, we had one cleared off the line from Diouf, was it? But I don't know where Ballard came from. I didn't even see him when he'd done it, and I was in the stadium watching him, and I didn't see him clear it off the line. Like it was unbelievable. Defending from him as well. But
I only noticed on the replay because I said it was either on the commentary. I go, it was either Roof's save or Ballard sliding in. I couldn't tell till they changed the angle.
It was mad. And I saw from the angle where it was like I was right behind the ball. And I was like, oh, it's in. Like you could see it moving. And then all of a sudden it was just up in the air, and I was like, well, I don't really know what's happened. I know the ball's not there, but it just felt like West Ham were getting a bit into the game and getting a bit better of it. So when the halftime was, apart from that moment when Diarra sprinted through the middle,
when he got the run through and
absolutely tore through the middle of them, and it was just a bit like, right, again, this is it now. They're worried that we can just break as quickly as we did. That's they know we've got a threat on them there. So it was sort of like, they just started to edge their way into it, I thought, West Ham, and started to be a bit better. So I'm glad halftime came when it did. And I spoke to Wayne, Only Fools and SAFC at halftime, and we were sitting there going, look, we've had 2 chances now. You're not going to get many chances. Basically, I'm going to say everything we said turned out to be completely wrong. We were sitting there going, you're not going to get many more chances. We've got to learn to take these ones. We'll keep playing like this. I think West Ham are going to grow into it. And then we were both sitting there going, Mayenda, love him, but he's been a passenger almost in this first half because we can't get him the ball. Not because we can't get him. And basically everything we said, Reggie Lebree must have been like, right, lads, they're talking like this. Let's go and fucking show them. Because it was
maybe you were just piped into the dressing room.
It felt like it, because literally everything came different. I mean, I will say, I know you're going to go on to the second half there. Obviously, Sealt's injury, I don't know how bad it is there. I will say he proved me completely wrong from thinking that before the game. I actually thought he had a fantastic game at centre half for us well, and really showed that he could perform at this level. I don't know about your Man Cities, your Liverpools, your Arsenals, but he was more than capable in this game of shutting down Fulkrug and Bowen and Paquetá. And it was a real shame actually that he went off, because the guy who came on was like 3-4 times better than him and just so casual. And it was just like,
I mean, Seal's injury, I don't know what that's all about. We thought it was a head impact at first, and then he was holding his back when he was down. But then he seemed okay. He was like jogging on the spot at the side. And as soon as the ref waved him on, it wasn't 10 yards from where he came on. He was down again. So I don't know what's going on.
He was
Hopefully he's all right.
In the thing they do where they show the players going into the dressing room after the game celebrating. He was like jogging about with them in the tunnel, so I don't think it's not like
no, it's nothing major like that.
It's nothing major. No, it might just be like a hamstring or something, because he took a while walking off. But honestly, Alderente, when he came on, like
his first few touches and he turned one of their players, and it was just like,
I know.
Well, that's pretty.
Yeah, there were so many moments. I don't know if obviously if people are watching the game and or they were at the game, there were so many, and I'm going to say this phrase here and you'll understand what I mean, so many orgasmic noises from the crowd at just like little movements from the players. Like at one point, Siddique dropped a shoulder and turned someone, and everyone went, "Oh!" Like, it was unbelievable. And then like Alderente,
you're gonna need to mop the Stadium of Light.
Exactly. Like, and then Alderente did that and like gave someone the eyes and just walked through them. Mandava was like turning people on the spot, and you were just like who are these amazing players we've got? I think we should probably go to the comments before we go any further. We've talked a lot now.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's a few comments in there. I am popping them up and stuff. Oldest goal scorers from last year's team and the new faces look great. Good stuff. Seal had a good game, but Alderete is better centre-back than Seals, but experience is different. One's played against Barca and Madrid, while the others played against Portsmouth and Oxford. Yeah, it's very different upbringings, as it were, kind of thing. Brett's at 89 saying Mienda stepped up first game of the season. Two of the strikers already on the score sheets. Really good. Las Palmas Mackham's in the house as well. Think the coming back on and going straight down was an old head on a young shoulders to get Alderete on.
Oh, like buy some more time, maybe. Like, he's not quite sorted yet. Yeah, maybe that's a good shout, actually, because we did the... Do you remember last season, at the start of the season, where we let the team come out for the second half and then we just didn't come out for a long time? We did it again.
That, yeah, we're doing that a lot.
I like it. And we did it today. I was like, oh, West Ham are out. And then I walked back to my seat and I went, West Ham are still the only ones out. Like we just were like,
it works. No. It works. It works. They get all G'd up, they get out on the pitch, and then they slowly sit there waiting and forgetting. Anyway, first goal. First goal, Mayenda. I had a semi. I didn't have a semi. Wasn't that exciting?
Well, that's a review of the goal.
But Isidor's flawed. No, I had a moment doing the commentary where I was like, "Is that in?"
Yeah.
Because it seemed like such a weak header, like not weak, but like it just slow. It was like all slow motion, and I thought, "Oh, that's gone beside the net." But then I saw it hit the back of the net, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, we were the same. So obviously I'm at the complete reverse angle, and Alderente whipped that ball in. And then I was sitting there in my head replaying the conversation me and Wayne had where he's not going to win headers against Kilman and Todibo. It's just not going to happen. Stop playing it in the air for him as he jumps and heads it back across the keeper. And like you say, it wasn't like it looped straight in. It sort of hit the ground and sort of like curved into the far corner. And from where we were, we sort of went, and you could see the crowd going, oh, so you thought, oh, it must be closer than we think. And then the net just moved and everyone just went, ah! Like, oh my God, it's actually, we've done it. Like, yeah, it was unbelievable. And then, but we all at our end didn't really know who'd scored because they all just ran off. And then if you've watched the replays since, you know, when Mayenda stops and does that, and like Diarra, Siddique, Mandava, Talbi, and about three others all do it as well. And it's like the Power Rangers just formed, like when it was like on the celebration. It was mint.
They got morph into a mega.
Yeah, it's morphing time. You know, and all of that. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was just.
Did you notice that though? I mean, off the track of where we're at for second goal, that all of them new players, or a lot of them new players, were geeing up the crowd.
Yeah,
and it was a corner coming up doing this. I think Siddique did it. I think
Diarra did it after his shot, and Mandava did it as well in defensive duties and stuff like that. You should have seen Roofs when Ballard cleared it off the line. I think he just stood straight in his face and just went, "Rah!" It was just like, wow. Like, all right.
I mean, yeah, we'll talk about Roofs after we go through these goals because he needs mention as well. The second goal, Ballard. He can header the ball without folding himself in half, it turns out. He doesn't have to knee himself in the nose.
I like his contortionist headers. They're quite good.
But yeah, what a goal. I mean, Mayenda and Ballard, people have talked about running up to this first game. Are they good enough for the Premier League? Do we need a replacements in them spots? They've both just made a massive statement, and Isidore, for that matter of fact.
Yeah. Well, we say Seal as well made a statement. It's just a shame that his replacement came on and was as good as he was, and the injury.
But what an option to have on the bench.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we've got a track record with centre backs getting snapped in half, so it's good to have.
Yeah, just so that second goal. I think we had like a free kick. It came out to Mandava, and they had like 2 players closing him down. And he had like, I have pass here, pass here. No, I'm just going to walk through the middle of yours. And everyone sort of went, oh, like he's just cut out there 2 centre backs. Did he play it to Hume? Was it Hume who crossed it in for the second goal? I don't know who got these. I know for the first goal it was Alderente, and I know for the last goal it was Talby assist. But I don't know who got the one for the second. All I know is we saw the ball come in, and you just saw Ballard sprinting like across his man. And there was just this sort of like, oh, like from the crowd of like this inevitable, like Thanos. It was just going to be like, I'm getting this. This is mine. And just powered his header straight in. And again, the place just went absolutely mental just because everyone was like, oh my God, it's actually 2. We're actually dicking on them. This is amazing.
Yeah. And at that moment, I was going to the chat in the live stream. If we get another.
Yeah.
My prediction's right.
Well, I literally, as the celebration was dying down, I said to my mum who was with me, I said 2-1. Mike said 3-0. If there's one more goal, can West Ham score it in like 97 or something like that? Like,
how dare you? How dare you?
That was a dinger across someone's puff, so it was a dinger assist. Robin Hood's put there.
Yeah, there you go. Chris Carter Jackson said, "Sorry, I think Conrad is being unfair on Sealt." In my opinion.
Said he was a bit. I said he was good. It was my pre-match thoughts of him.
Yeah, now wrong with this flat, and a shame he went off injured. Now he has a hell of a job getting back in the team. Yeah, no, I think Conrad, you're not disagreeing with Conrad. Conrad's of the same thinking. I think we all thought...
I hate him. He was terrible. No, he wasn't.
No, I think
he was
we
really
all...
good.
When you look at that team sheet, he's the one that stood out as...
Before the game took place, if we all take that mindset, before this match took place, that was the point I was thinking, West Ham will look at him out of all of it. Like, that's who they would look at. So that was my worry. But he proved me wrong, and I'm happy to say he really did prove me wrong. And it was a real shame that he got injured, because the guy who came on for him is fucking fantastic.
Yeah. How tall is he, though, Seals? I didn't realise how tall he was till he stood up next to the 2 physios. He looked like Pantilimon.
He might actually be taller than me, I will say. I'll have a look.
Did Mayenda score with the first goal with his face? No, I think on the replay it was actually his head. It was like...
Well, his face is attached to his head.
Generally, that's what you
that's
get.
how he usually operates. Oh, he is 2 inches taller than me, Seal, so I'll say sorry so he doesn't knock me out.
Seal was fine. Seemed to play a bit too safe, though. I mean, like I said, like Conrad said, it's nerves. You're thrown massively in the deep end. So
there's no wrong with that.
After the second goal, we had 2 changes.
Yes.
With Lafitte and Isidore coming on, and Adingra and Mayenda off. Mayenda after scoring a goal. I don't think Adingra did anything particularly wrong. Was that just getting people game time? What's your thoughts on the substitution?
I think it was just Adingra had a really good game and was chasing people down, closing things down as well, running in behind, and generally being an absolute handful down that left side. So I think it was a case of, if we're going to sort of, what you call it? Trying to think what I'm going to say. If we're going to sort of rest these players, now is probably the time, because it's not like we've gone, Adingra off and Andy Welsh has gone on for us, if you remember Andy Welsh, people. No offence to Andy Welsh. It's
massive offence to Andy Welsh.
Massive offence to Andy Welsh. But like, you put Enzo on, you go, that's not really a bad replacement either.
No, I mean, some people would argue he should have a starting spot.
And also, because Enzo is more a central player, I think he would understand the need more of getting a quick pass off and keeping the ball and keeping it in. So it made sense of like okay, we're 2-0 up. We're not going to be as out there and adventurous in the last sort of 10, 15 as we were going to be. Let's play a bit more conservative, but still with the technical flair of Enzo.
There was a really strong bench that we had, so I've literally don't disgruntle any of the changes. They were done once we were 2-0 up, and we never brought anyone on, like you say, that was like a youth prospect coming through the ranks or anything like that.
It was weird. It was annoying not to see him come on like a Harrison Jones or a Dan Neil, like even in the 90s, just to sort of go on. Like, but it was glad to see the four older heads, shall we call them, even though they're not old, of like Hume, Ballard, Mayenda, and Isidore all doing really well. And I can put Enzo in that too, because he was there last season, but we signed him this season, if you get me.
And this is why it works when you sign really good quality players. A good player will embrace that and it'll push them forward to do better.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're seeing with a lot of the squad. The
Yeah.
third goal from absolutely nowhere, Isidore had only had
Well,
four
wait.
touches.
Before we get to the third goal, West Ham had a couple of chances where Roofs had to like go out and punch a corner, and then he also tipped over a Callum Wilson header that was dipping in.
Well, I was going to talk about Roofs at the end.
But that was before the third goal. Like your timeline order.
I don't care. My timeline's on my notes here.
Yeah.
Third
Can you show them your notes of the squad numbers as well? Actually,
it's still taped to my to my side.
Yeah, so that he knew who was who.
All right, it's going to take me a while to get used to it. All right. Third goal from Isidore came out of absolutely nowhere. Isidore's stats for the game were 4 touches, 1 shot, 1 goal. But that's what he does best. That goal, I'm literally looking when he's running with that ball going, oh, he could pass to Xhaka. Actually, no, Xhaka's behind him. Who's else coming up? What's he going to do? He's going to have to... that was it. It was in the back of the net. Just couldn't believe it. Did you see the goal?
Yeah, because to the 2 people next to me left. They left at like 88 minutes, so I got a
never leave early.
So honestly, I saw Talby breaking out, and I saw him go, and I went, oh, pass to it. All right, great, here we go. And I had the same as you, I had a scan across, but then I also, in the back of my mind, and again, some fans might be as sad as I am, do you remember Coventry away in the playoffs? Isidore's goal where he just got it on that left side, just strode slowly towards that corner of the box and just fired it in the far corner. In my head, I went, is he going to do that again? And then he shot, and then the keeper just crisp packet hands for £20 million, crisp packet hands straight into the corner. And it was enough. And it was this celebration this time of not like, it was like a, oh my God, how good are we?
Yeah.
This is unbelievable.
Well, I mean, I was celebrating more because
I think I was typing a text to you going, you jammy bastard.
Rig got a couple of minutes towards the end as well.
Did he? I didn't notice he came on, sorry.
Yeah, he came on at the very end, a few minutes for Talby. A just cameo appearance. I like Rig. I think hopefully he's going to go the way that Meander and all that has done and going to push his game forward. And like Robin Hood's just said there, Neil will get his time. It's a long season. I think all these players are going to get time on the pitch, and it's good to see them all getting on and taking that on the chin. Talby, quickly mentioned, because I mentioned him coming off, he had the opportunity of a great run down the right-hand side, but he just did not have the pace. The West Ham lad, the defender, absolutely skinned him.
Juve is this?
Yeah, he was about 4 paces ahead of him, and it was just it was almost like Isidore's meet run. It was just like.
I'm just going to say Juve is rapid. Talby was not slow. There was a good couple of times, especially in the first half, where Talby was sort of pointing like, fire it over to me, I'm running in, and they didn't. And I don't know if it was just the way they were playing in the first half. He's not slow. He might have been tired by the end there, but that Juve is rapid, absolutely rapid.
Yeah. It looked it.
Yeah.
Right. So roofs. The roof is on fire.
We've got Roofs and Hume now.
Roofs, Hume.
Yeah.
Great. So. If you're Anthony Patterson, you've lost your place, right? You're worried now.
Yeah, probably.
He's got the things that Patterson's not got. He's got that command of the area.
The amount of crosses he came out for, I mean, I'm not always a fan of a goalkeeper punching, but I'm a fan of a goalkeeper just getting the ball away. Do you know what I mean? It's like, but it was just, he was fantastic, wasn't he? You can't say anything about that. Shot he saved from Bowen inside a few minutes. No messing, just get out. Nothing like that. Command of his area, came out for corners, free kicks, clearing them away. Lovely little passes as well. Even if he was in a bit of a tight space, he still found someone with ease. And even his long balls, you were like, they were far enough away, but still in play, not just booting it out for a throw in like some of them. And we have to thank Anthony Patterson, of course, because he did bring us through 2 playoff finals, making miraculous saves in both. He's a great shot stopper. Absolutely fantastic.
And if he's willing to learn and develop with Roofs, he's still got a spot as the Sunderland #1. Maybe next season, maybe the season after, or something like that. He's very young still. I know Roofs is not old, but he's needed competition for place, in my opinion.
Yeah,
he's not
exactly. And I honestly thought it was fantastic. It's going to be really like it's going to be an injury, isn't it? If that's what'll take him out of the team rather than it being anything else, which touch wood, hope doesn't come, because he was fantastic. And exactly as SJ says there, just the command of his area. Just I'm not messing about. Just get rid of it. It was fantastic.
Everyone seems to agree on that. Roof is clearly better. 100% Roof ahead of Patterson. Comfortable on the ball, says Robin Hood. He commands the area better, like you just said. Which hurts because I love the guys who took us up. You always are going to.
That's it. Like, looking at this team, there was 4 starters from this team who were with us last season. I'm not counting Enzo. Well, Enzo didn't start anyway. But it was a bit weird to sort of see him. And even when the subs came over and they were warming up, you had Neil, Roberts, I'm trying to think who else was on the bench there. Well, Patterson was in that lot as well. And you could see them and you were just sort of like, do you remember 3 months ago when they were like, the ones that provided us this? And now we've gone almost, not in a nasty way, but we've kind of gone, cheers for your effort, lads. But we've needed this,
But I think
exactly as SJ's
before,
just put there, I'm just going to put it on there. We've got to replace with better, though. It's the quality that matters. And it's exactly that. We can't just sort of go, let's keep them on out of nostalgia. Like, we've got to advance, and that's exactly what we've done.
So, who's your man of the match for the game?
So, I will...
Mine's easy.
If anyone subscribes to SAFC Fan TV and the fan cams, I did meet Philly outside the ground, and he strong-armed me into doing one. And my voice had gone at the time. But at the time, I said Diarra, and I think I was living high off of, like, that chance in the first half, that run, the passes he was doing...
I think
everything.
You were just high. I think
maybe high on life. But since I've come home and I've watched the highlights of it, I think I'm going to have to give it Ballard.
That's fine.
I thought I went an absolute rock at the back. Didn't miss a single thing. He got another goal, a really important goal for us as well, because West Ham had put Wilson on and they were really trying for it. And he just forced his way in and just, I think Ballard has to be. Oh, and the clearance off the line as well.
Yeah, exactly. The clearance off the line, stonewall defender, like literally stonewall.
A threat at every corner. They absolutely crowded him on every corner.
His reading of the game has improved massively because the amount of semi-midfield clearances he did, because he ran in and stopped
he was really
the ball
like
coming
front-footed, like straight in front of the players. It was great.
And that was before the goal. So when he got the goal, it was just like rubber stamped man of the match. What's your man of the match? Let us know in the chat quickly before we end. Chubby Rain has already said Ballard. Man of the match, Ballard, easy. Saved us. Saved a goal, says Valtteri.
Saved a goal, scored a goal, clean sheet. Yeah, I think I was very quick to say Diarra just because I thought of how well he played and, just really sort of like moved well in the midfield. But there could have been so many. Xhaka is unbelievable and just orchestrated that whole game. Even when he wasn't on the ball, he was orchestrating all the players behind him. Every time we did something good, he was roaring with applause and just sort of geeing everybody up. And it was just like, look at the leader we've got here. Like, Ronaldo, he had a moment in the first half where I thought he dived for a penalty and then knocked someone over. And I went, oh, hang on. But then the rest of it was like, look at the quality of this guy, just how calm he is on the ball. Sadiq, so busy, just in everyone's face at every moment. Like
Ronaldo as well, 32, isn't he? Never
31,
looked like
32,
never looked like he flagged for fitness at all.
No, absolutely not. Like, he looks like a machine, him. And just... It's hard to... I mean, Talby had a great game as well, an assist, and I thought was really threatening. Just, I think he's going to need, like... He's going to sort of develop a bit... Like, Adingra looks ready now. Talby's going to sort of slowly ebb in, if you get what I mean, and sort of get up to speed with it there. But it has to be Ballard again. It just does. Can we quickly... I want to put on... Because did everyone see, of course, the Tifo at the start of the game?
Yeah, what was that all about?
Is it? I'm guessing it's St. George. Is it?
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
I assumed it was George and the Dragon. But...
Well, I sort of went. If they just bought one off the rack, like because he didn't even have like Sunderland armour on. But I don't know if I can show the next. Can I show the next one, Mike? It'll be fine.
Go on,
won't
put it on.
Yeah. I mean, that's the better version. Like right there, like, that's absolutely fantastic. You know, even and Drake agrees. You know, like when he's seen it there as well. So that's the better version of it all. I have to say. I think from the we haven't checked the live stream yet to see if anyone had a 3-0. However, from the match preview, we did have 3 people who said it would be 3-0 Sunderland, and I've got the leaderboard
Mystic
here.
Mike.
Yeah, Mystic Mike is there, as well as Richard Waite and Trevor Dundin. So we have 3 on the leaderboard on game week 1. Right, we're already there.
Good news for you guys is I can't win. So.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm only there for sure.
I think SAFC Tom put in the chat earlier on about it. I don't know if any of you are in our FPL league. How I'm suddenly I'm 66th out of 67 basically, but I've had 3 players play. Like, come on, I'll mine it tomorrow.
It's not put the points on properly for this.
I've only got 5 because they all play tomorrow. Really.
Yeah. We don't. I'm going to review the FPL. Anybody who's entered our fantasy league, that's going to be reviewed on a Tuesday, and I'm going to try and put a video out every Tuesday or Wednesday. Probably it's Wednesday, to update on the league and how that goes along, because that's the one you can win proper Sunderland shirt on, so not some knockoff.
Should we rate them? Should we rate the players on a 1 to 10?
Go for it.
Go. So I want the chat to help me out on this one here. I think Roofs, you've got to give 10. An 8 or a 9 easily.
10.
All right, you're going 10, right? This is going to be a great one. What about Hume? 10. Ballard 12. Just sort of going for it. I was trying to give him reasonable ones here, of course.
Okay, Roofs will give 9. We'll give 9.
You okay? 9. Tom says 8. You know, so we have Hume. I think he did really well to cut out quite a lot from the crossfield balls over to Juve every time.
Solid 7 to 8 for me for Hume, only because he didn't do as many crunching tackles as I like to see from him.
Yeah, he needed to absolutely poleaxe him at one point there as well. That would have been absolutely fantastic. So a lot of people agreeing Hume a 7 as well. Yep. Ballard 9 or 10. It's got to be a 9 or a 10.
Ballard's the 10. He's probably going to be the only 10 to try and keep
clearance
it fair,
off the line, stepping out and winning the tackles and scoring a header as well. He has to be a 9 at least. I would probably think Emma's put 10. Valtteri's put 9.9. So I think that's fair enough. I'm going to go Sealed. I'm going to say it's about an 8 for the 60 minutes he did.
Yep.
I think about an 8 because he hadn't put a foot wrong really in the entire game, and the fact that he actually could we bump him to a 9 for the sheer determination to get Alderente on instead of him, just that effort as well. A lot of people are saying 7 for Seal actually, or 7.5.
I kind of agree for that because his defensive play, like I say, was really good. He surprised us, but he was a bit nervous on the ball. His passing left a lot to be desired at certain points, but it's still good enough for what we expected from him, definitely. Reynildo, which 9 SJ has gone for that one.
I was probably going to say an 8. I think an 8's fair.
Yeah. I would say I'd be happy with an 8.
Yeah.
We should have done this with players on.
Well, next time, you never know. Shall we do Alderente because he came on? So while we're here, we'll go Alderente because he was a defender as well. I think
it's difficult if you're looking at
for his cameo
football manager ratings. You start at like a 5 or a 6, so he probably earned his way to a 7.
Well, he
was really good.
he got an assist, and it was a wonderful assist actually. So 7 or 8 for him as well. And then where we got Xhaka, probably another 8, possibly a 9 for his off the ball contributions to the game and organisation of the team. Would you say? I don't know if we're being too. Am I being too? I want to
say 7 for Xhaka.
Okay.
Only because I can see a lot more from him.
Okay.
And I don't think I saw it in that game. He looked a bit reserved, but I think we'll see much better from him. He didn't have a bad game, but but I'm going to say 7.
What does the chat think about Xhaka? We'll give you a few seconds because Valtteri put an 8 as well. I'd just be interested to see what people thought about Xhaka for us. Obviously, I went 8 or 9, but you've said 7. Diarra, I think 7 or an 8. Fair. Siddique, 7 or an 8. I think they're both of us.
Yeah, what Diarra did was good, but he didn't have loads of time on the ball. But
I didn't see him as much in the second half, I will say. But that's not a bad thing. It might have just been his work was just going unnoticed compared to the others, you know. Robin Hood, Xhaka, steady head in there, keeps us sorted. I think he won't be a standout most of the time, but he'll be the reason we do well most of the time. Diarra, 7, but very promising.
Yeah. I agree with that. With that.
Talby, 7.
6.
I think it's fair. Do you think 6?
I think he was.
You think there's more to come, though? That's why.
I think he was a bit lost. I think Hume looked more threatening on that side than he did. I think he's a younger player that's going to grow into the role. I think it's confidence.
I think it's because where I was sitting in the first half, I saw him very up close and his like attempts at the runs through and everything like that. So I'm probably being a bit sort of like, I could see it quite close. So I think Enzo. Do we get Rig doesn't count because he was on for a matter of minutes.
Rig's 10. Whee!
Rig's 10, yeah.
You're old. No. Lafie 6 as SJ has gone. I'd tend to agree. Had a couple of moments, but we didn't see enough of him to really boost that score.
He did some nice touches to get away from the defenders, from the West Ham players a good couple of times, yeah. Mayenda,
first half 5 or 6, second half 8 to 9. It was two different players. It was two different players completely. So split the difference at 7 to 8 for that. Ian Brown says 6 Enzo, his chant 10.
Yeah.
Lots of people saying 6.
Emma's given Mayenda a 9.
Mayenda a 9.
For his chant as well.
See, there you go, Emma. If you get Enzo and Mayenda next to each other, you've got 6 and Big Man 8. Isidore a 7 just because he scored 4 touches.
4 touches and a goal, yeah.
So.
Adingra,
very impressive. Kind of a bit of Roberts syndrome going on there. Oh look, there's 4 people in front of me. I could take them on. There's a few moments like that where he shouldn't have.
He did a lot of good tracking back tackles, I'll add in, though. Especially in that first half. He crunched a few players trying to win the ball back.
Yeah. But
I know what you mean. He was like trying a lot of like, I'm going to try and get through this. I'm going to try and do that in the first half. Whereas he's going to win us some games doing that this season.
He is.
Absolutely.
He is, but it was very, there was moments where it shouldn't have been that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly.
What's your option? 4 people to run through, or a simple pass who's somebody in space?
So, what are you thinking? A 7?
6 or 7, yeah. That's 7. 7's fair.
And is that everyone? Yeah, that's. Oh, Reggie's 10. Spot. But just for his halftime team talk, where he saw what was happening. Yeah, we did. I think I said 6 or 7 for him, same as Diarra.
I think Siddique was very strong.
And did as well.
So yeah, cool. There we go. Mike the commentator 9. Thank you very much. That's really
How
good.
did you do with names? Did you not get any Meppins and Meffins?
I'm a cheat sheet. I was asking the chat how to pronounce things. I nailed the new defender first time.
Alderente.
Somebody even said, "Oh, the Tannoys just announced it exactly the same way." So it's right. I was like, "Yes, winner."
You've got it.
Yeah. Fuck Meffin.
Yeah. Who needs him?
And then somebody said in the chat, when I said Meffin, it's PH, so it's F. And then somebody said in the chat what about Clapham Junction? It's not Claffin Junction.
So true.
All right. Cheers.
He's nailed you there. He's made you look a right tit.
He did. But I enjoyed it. Great commentary, great results, great start to the season.
It was
We're
great
in the
being
Premier
there
League.
As well. It was
Top of the league. Europe, here we come.
I know I said that. That's end the season now. We're second. We'll be fine. We were top of the league for 2 hours. I'll enjoy it. So yeah, you've got your FPL sort of check with us on Tuesday-ish.
Yep.
That sort of time. We'll have another preview out, of course, for Burnley this week as well. Potentially another transfers video if any rumours are going on. I know that we'll be talking about that PSG player that we might be signed by the time we get round to it, of course. And then the live commentary for Burnley. next Saturday as well. We're actually back onto the grind now, Mike. It's not just when are you
That's
free
it.
to talk about transfer rumours.
Yeah, we have to actually do some work. So
Yeah.
you can help and you can support us. All you've got to do, like, subscribe, share the content out. We've not turned memberships on or any of that spiel. It's all about just getting the content out there. So as much as you can share us, that's all the reward we need.
Very
So,
good.
yeah, Conrad, would you like to say goodbye to the 110 people watching us right now?
That's good. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining Mike earlier on as well. Thank you for your comments in the preview video. It's been awesome interacting with you all on there, and we're going to hopefully continue to do so. And with all the games coming up. And yeah, thank you. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
Awesome. Thanks very much. Couldn't say it better myself. See you later, guys.